Fascinating new and as yet unreleased research into ancient DNA appears to have settled the origins of the Yamnaya culture. The abstract of a new paper was posted on X, formerly Twitter, ahead of a forthcoming conference in Budapest, Hungary. According to the preview, which has not yet been possible to verify, the study is called The Genetic Origin and Linguistic Expansion of the Indo-Europeans and was carried out by David Reich, David W. Anthony and Dorcas R. Brown. The paper has tremendous significance as it appears to settle a long-standing debate and retire, or at least strongly refute, the so-called Southern Ark theory, which places the origin of the Yamnaya in the northern Black Sea region. The new research appears to confirm the Kurgan hypothesis that asserts their homeland to be further north, specifically in the Pontic-Caspian steppe region. In a section labelled Part 1, David Reich comments on the genetic origin of the Indo-Europeans. He writes, "To localise the ancestral and geographical origins of the Yamnaya among the diverse Eneolithic people that preceded them, we studied ancient DNA data from 428 individuals, of which 299 were reported for the first time, demonstrating 3 previously unknown Eneolithic genetic clines. First, a Caucasus Lower Volga CLV cline suffused with Caucasus hunter-gatherer CHG ancestry, extended between a Caucasus Neolithic southern end, including people from Neolithic Armenia, and a steppe northern end, including Eneolithic people from Berezhnovka in the Lower Volga." He goes on to say the CLV cline people with Lower Volga ancestry contributed 4/5 of the ancestry of the Yamnaya. Perhaps more significantly, he comments on findings relating to Anatolia. He says the results showed that CLV cline people entering Anatolia from the east contributed at least 1/10 of the ancestry of Bronze Age Central Anatolians, where the Hittite language, related to the Indo-European languages spread by the Yamnaya, was spoken. He added, "We thus propose that the final unity of the speakers of the Proto-Indo-Anatolian ancestral language of both Anatolian and Indo-European languages can be traced to CLV people living in the North Caucasus, Lower Don and Lower Volga, sometime between 4400 and 4000 BCE. In Part 2, David Anthony and Dorcas R. Brown contribute a section on the Yamnaya origins and the expansion of late PIE languages. It read, "The origin and expansion of the Yamnaya culture is difficult to understand without adequate aDNA sampling of populations from the Pontic-Caspian steppes. A new study from the David Reich lab of aDNA from more than 400 Eneolithic and Bronze Age individuals from the Pontic-Caspian steppes reveals a complex chronological layering and admixture of multiple ancestries that contributed to Yamnaya genetic origins, probably within the eastern range of the Seredni-Sti populations in the early to mid 4th millennium BCE. It has been theorized previously that the Seredni-Sti or Sredni-Stog culture were the ancestors of the Yamnaya. Indeed, the modified Kurgan hypothesis of Maria Gimbutas suggests the pre-Kurgan semi-nomadic culture based in modern-day Ukraine to the north of Crimea could represent the homeland of the Proto-Indo-European language. The abstract continued, as the Yamnaya population expanded after about 3000 BCE, people who shared steppe genetic ancestry innovated to create new material, archaeological cultures on both the eastern Afanasyevo and western corded were-wings of the expansion, creating what archaeologists often regard as independent cultural entities that obscured a shared genetic and perhaps linguistic heritage. It seems that people who shared genetic ancestry often created distinct material cultures, and occasionally people with similar material cultures had distinct genetic ancestries, Lower Don and Core Yamnaya. Genes and material culture can follow different trajectories, and the comparison of aDNA and archaeology provides a tool to explore their complex relationship. And it is there that the snippet ends. It will be intriguing to see the full paper, which could reframe the debate around the origins of the Yamnaya and the genesis and spread of the Indo-European languages. And it is here that this video ends also. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly subscribe. And you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description, or via YouTube Super Thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.